Boys, what is going on? New video dropping. Did not have one yesterday. Did not think I'd be able to get one out, and I was right, I was pretty busy, but today, coming in with some heat. I figured that a lot of my... Whatever. We're talking about kickoffs. It's in the title. It's in the thumbnail. You know what you want. We're talking about kickoffs. Rocket League kickoffs are interesting. I mean, I personally have a pretty good track record with kickoffs, but I do know quite a lot of people who really struggle with them. And I think kickoffs are probably the most important thing to learn really early on. Like, even before like you start learning dribbling or start learning ceiling shots or start learning anything, you should learn how to do a proper kickoff. Because a kickoff really brings together a ton of components of Rocket League that can improve your game. Your like quick reflexes, your control, and just your ball knowledge. And it forces you to watch your opponents, as I will talk about in the video, but yeah, I don't want to kind of talk in your chain too much before the video starts, so I'm gonna drop the obligatory like, subscribe, leave comments, sing your hatred of me into like the wells of youth or something, I don't know. Bye, enjoy the video, see you, bye. Boys, kickoff game. Yeah, as I said in the intro, probably coming at you with kind of a bit of a kickoff tutorial. There's a few main components that come from out of kickoffs that I think are extremely important, and you can see basically every pro when they go for kickoffs doing this. But number one is speed. I think the biggest deal is speed up to a certain level. If you don't know how to properly speed flip, go learn it. If you're struggling to learn it, hit me up in the comments. I'll hit you with a training pack. I could give you some guided coaching, whatever you need. I can teach you how to speed flip, but we can get that done. So number one, you want to be able to speed flip, as I show in this example. Speed flip, not perfect, I don't think. Actually, no, it's just fine. Component number two comes up right here. This is huge as well. If you can see, I am kind of centered on the ball here, right? I'm hitting this like basically dead center. Why is this important? Well, in Rocket League is a physics-based game. Both players, if they both did a perfect speed flip, are going to hit the ball at the same time. So the ball has to decide where to go. And if you want the ball, let's say I wanted to go this way. I wanted to go forward and this way. Well, then I need to hit the ball middle-ish to gain the power so that it doesn't like go under me or doesn't go over me. It has to be centered. It has to be along this line. Think of it kind of like pool. In the, like a sense of rocket, like a sense of like kickoffs, right? If you've ever played pool, you know you hit the cue ball dead center along its like x-axis, along its y-axis, and then you change where you hit it along its x. 4 different types of spin. It's the same deal in Rocket League. So I hit this centered. I actually flip right and ended up winning this kickoff, which is exactly kind of what I wanted. And maybe a bit of confusion on why I won this versus Killer Cod here. You can see, first of all, his speed flip was slower, so he's going to get to this ball slower. Second off, you can see he flipped low and stayed low to the ball. This let me push the ball through him just a little bit more. So we'll go to our next kickoff. I score a goal here. We're going to have a kickoff. Ignore that. Here we have kickoff number 2. Pretty sure I lose this one, so we can see why. First off, speed flip looks fine. And you can see just how far left of that ball I am and how low I am. And what happens, exactly what I said, just like pool, it's ricochets. I'm low and left, ball goes high and right of me. Why? Because Killer Cod here played it centered. We flipped the same way. He just simply had the stronger touch. And so, just to show that again from his perspective here, I'm assuming we both have the same speed flip, yep. And just like that. That's one of the biggest components in the kickoff, is where you hit the ball. Yeah, I mean, I lost this kickoff simply because I hit it low. Exactly the same as what happened in the first kickoff. So, I can show you clip after clip after clip of the exact same thing happening, one person hitting it more centered than the other, but I think it's a much better use of both of our time for me to simply just kind of show some cues to go for while you're kickoffing. So you see, we have our position here. Let's pretend I'm in a once game. I'm obviously going to be going across the center line. So, I need to actually restart, so I have 33. So yeah, kickoff, right? Ball's there. My opponent is going to be coming opposite, obviously. I'm going to speed flip, and I want to land. I want to land so that I still have a bit of time with it, so that I can still jump. You don't want to speed flip so hard that you're landing right on the ball, because then you're just stuck. You know? Like, you don't want to land like that, because then it's just tough. You don't want to land like this, because then it's just tough. So I've found speed flip hard and actually saves some of your boost. It might slow you down a little bit, but what it allows is for you to get that perfect kind of jump into the ball, right? And then that kickoff is always bunk, but it allows you to get that perfect kind of leap straight into the center of the ball. And this is how I suggest you practice your kickoff, is really just reset and jump into the ball and try and hit the center every single time. It will teach you exactly where you need to land, exactly where you need to jump. And yeah, I mean, just continue to do this. If you don't know your speed flip, work on your speed flip. We can talk about it some other time. But this is kind of the very, very basics of kickoff. Is you want to speed flip and then hit the center of the ball. Now, where a lot of people might kind of interject is like, oh, well, I do that nearly every time. I still lose my kickoffs. There's another component to kickoffs that isn't brought up as much, but it's the rock paper scissors of kickoffs. It's what I've like kind of pertained it to, and it's the play that you can do your kickoff, you can do it absolutely perfect, but if the other guy, you know, does a different style of kickoff, like a wave dash, or he does a like flip hard to a side type kickoff, then you're gonna lose. So what I have found is that a huge part of kickoffs is literally just predicting what your opponent's gonna do and reading it. If your opponent does a ton of slow kind of wave dash kickoffs just like that, where he slows down and does this, then I'm not kidding, your kickoff needs to look like this. Not like that. Your kickoff needs to look like this, where you flip forward into him and you power the ball through him, or even you save your flip and then power through after the 50. Reason for this is that wave dash, good, but it's not very strong, so you want to go at him with a really strong kickoff. Now, let's say the inverse. How do you counter that really strong kickoff? Well, you come at it with a relatively normal kickoff of your own. You just jump up, go speed, and flip into him. But you don't do a front flip, you do a side flip. You take a turn and side flip. Right before you get there, you pick a side, cut back in, and side flip the direction you want to go. And I have found, I don't know why that works, but I have found that to work way more consistently than it probably should. I actually saw Johnny Boy talking about that once. So, don't take it from me, take it from him. He's like the kickoff monster, the kickoff connoisseur, if you will. So yeah, if they're sending really strong kickoffs at you, try and change up your direction a little bit, go a little bit, turn into it. And then finally, if they're doing that turn kickoff on you, well, then we get back to try number one. You just wave dash. Boom. Cringe, maybe, but my opinion, there's a reason it's called cringe, it's because it works. Now, you can always do something like the delay kickoff, or, you know, just doing normal, or you could even skip these, please. Or you can even do like a fake kickoff. I personally am a really big fan of, if I can get the corner here, I'm a really big fan of doing this, because, I mean, it's just basically impossible to read as a defender, unless they, like, have an inkling that you're going for it. So, fake kickoffs are an option. But your main three kickoffs, if you're actually going for it, are going to be the wave dash, the kind of like turn kickoff, and then just the power off. And they have like a symbolic, whatever it's called, you know, kind of rock, paper, scissors style game of which one beats which. But if you want to give yourself as good of an advantage as possible, have perfect speed flips every single time. If you're messing up your speed flip and you're getting to the ball slow, then you're really limited in what kind of kickoff you can do. So make sure you're getting this every single time. And then also, make sure to try and have a read on your opponent. More aggressive opponents during the game are probably going to do this strong kickoff, whereas more analytical opponents are probably going to wave dash every now and then, or they're going to fake, or they're going to do something. But you can have a read on your opponent. Try and predict which way they'll flip if they think they're going to do the kind of flip sideways kickoff. But yeah, I mean, this is a bit of a shorter video, short and sweet. I just wanted to talk about Kickoffs, what I thought could be really useful to players who are trying to improve their ones game, or just trying to improve their game in general. Because Kickoffs, I mean, they are the basis of Rocket League. If you could be one of the best mechanical players in the world, but if you don't have a Kickoff, you're not going to go too far. Prime example is when Zen went on his 11-game streak, he was playing really close matches against guys who, albeit really good, weren't quite to his level, and the reason was he just kept losing Kickoffs. The moment he changed his Kickoff, he became the second best player in the world in terms of 1v1. So, Kickoffs are huge. You're not going to win games unless you have a Kickoff. And until you get a decent Kickoff, you're going to struggle. But that's all I really wanted to say. Go work on your Kickoffs. If you have any questions, have any complaints, any discussion you'd like to have, please hit me in the comment section. Like, punch me in the mouth. I don't care. This is kind of my passion. I love talking about the game, so any discussion is absolutely welcomed. But yeah, for the 3rd time already, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the normal YouTube Rocket League biz, and bye, see you, bye, love you, bye.